Hey, and welcome to the CEO table with Bernadette L. Harris. Pull up a chair. This is where strategy, sanity, and legacy take center stage. I'm Bernadette L. Harris, your straight talking strategist, legacy builder, and the business truth teller you didn't know that you needed. If this is your first time here, I am so glad that you found your way to the table. And if you've been rocking with me for a minute, welcome back. Today, we are going to talk about systems, getting your business out of your head and creating systems that will give you sanity. And so, when you think about systems, I want you to think about a recipe. Don't know if you know this, but I love to cook and bake. I'm actually pretty good at it. And one of the things that I know to be true is if I want my cake to turn out the exact same way every time, I have to follow the recipe. And this holds true in your business. If you want your clients, your customers, your followers to have the same experience every single time, you have to have systems. And so the first thing that I want to talk about today is why winging it is costing you money. It's costing you sanity, right? Because when your business lives in your head, you become the bottleneck. That means that before it can progress to the next stage, you have to touch it. You have to make a decision on it, as opposed to creating a system so that somebody else knows what the proper steps are. Um, Typically, when you don't have documented systems, some of the symptoms of that would be clients are typically waiting longer to get services or get resolutions. Details get missed or balls get dropped, and it drains your energy. These are all very expensive costs. And systems aren't just for teams. I think that a lot of times people think that, oh, it's just me. I don't have to document my systems. But systems aren't just for teams, they're for you and your peace of mind, right? Because it's an opportunity to make sure that you are following the recipe. So here's my mic drop moment for today. If you got hit by a taco truck tomorrow, could your business still run? You don't have to tell me, just something to think about. So, now step two, let's talk about where to start when it comes to your systems. The first place that I would say to look at is your client intake process. Because what is the client experience like when they engage with your business? How do you handle inquiries? Is it a form on your website where people can submit inquiries? Is your email address on your site? Is there a phone number? Is there some type of direction on how they should be connecting with you? Scheduling appointments. Is this something that can be done online with an online scheduling system, or do they have to call your office or email you and go back and forth to get an appointment? And so, how is scheduling done? You want to look at how can you systematize this. Payments. How do people make payments to you? I've seen posts, I've even encountered people that say, oh, you can cash at me, you can Venmo me. They give me all of these options, but it's not systematized, right? And so you want to look at what your client intake process is like. If you're doing like an online class, how do I register for it? Do I have to DM you? Or is there somewhere where I could just click a link and say, yes, I want to sign up? So look at your client intake processes. That will be your first area that you want to document your systems. The second area are your financial processes. How are you handling invoicing? Is this something that is done automatically? Are you sending out an email? Yeah, I know. Is it a pigeon that's delivering your invoices? How are you sending out your invoices? And what's the process for that? Is it something that if you were sick, incapacitated, or got hit by that taco truck, can somebody else handle this, take care of this? How are you tracking your expenses? Again, do you have a process? Do you have a system for tracking these types of things? The other thing, another area where you can look at systematizing or documenting your systems are your content workflows. So this could be emails or social medias or follow up. What does that look like? And does someone else besides you know how to get it done? And I want to say this, and I want to be very clear, especially if you're just getting started. You don't have to have robust systems with all this cost and fees and whatever to be able to systematize your business. You can document your processes in Google Docs. Google Docs is a great way to document your processes, especially if it's a process that you're sharing with multiple people. One of the things I actually created some SOPs for an organization, and it was all done in Google Docs. And the great thing about doing something like this in Google Docs was that I could link various documents to back to that SOP. So when I say we send an email, it was a link to the email with all of the wording of said email. And so documenting your processes or creating systems for your business doesn't have to be expensive, and it doesn't have to be complicated. It just needs to be done, right? Another way that you can think about documenting your processes or systematizing your business is creating walkthrough videos. I've done this a lot with my teams where I might say, hey, in this particular instance, because a lot of the work that we did was customized. And so there were situations where with this particular client or this particular industry, we do XYZ. And creating a short video, walking them through excuse me, the process made things so much easier, and it kept me from having to explain myself 50 million times. Or I could always refer back to that video. Um, Creating email and content templates are also a way to be able to, again, systematize it without being super expensive. You could do this in Word or Google Doc, create a template, and this is the template that we use each time we are getting a new client and we need to send them an engagement letter or whatever the case may be. I hope that you understand that creating systems for your business doesn't have to be complicated, nor does it have to be expensive. It just needs to be effective, right? So the last thing that I want to leave you with is why systems save you your sanity, right? And so when you have systems, even if it's just you, when you start to bring people on, it's very easy to delegate when you can say, oh, this is what we do, and here's the document that shows like the steps for these things. Again, it keeps you from having to explain yourself 50 million times, and it also ensures that everybody on the team is following the recipe. Okay. It can reduce costs, it can reduce headaches, it can reduce the forgotten steps, balls dropped. All of those things are things that could cost you money, could cost you your reputation, could cost you your business. So it's really important to make sure that everybody is on board, everybody understands what the process is for whatever it is that you do. And not only does that, it frees your mind, right? And so this is one less thing in your mind. And I always say, people say, I'm an accountant, and people think, oh, you can do math in your head. I have too much stuff up here. I'm not doing math in my head. I have a calculator for that. And so when we take some of the stuff out of our mind, it frees us up so that the space that we do have up there, we can use that for strategy, for vision, or even creativity. Okay. So I hope that today's session gave you some pointers, some things that you can do again to increase your efficiency in your business. So as we wrap up, I'm going to give you your engagement question for today. If you're watching live, you can drop your answer in the chat. If you are watching the replay, drop it in the comments. But what one task in your business that you wish you could hand off tomorrow? What's the one task in your business that you wish you could hand off tomorrow? Uh, Drop it in the chat or in the comments and let me know how you feel, what you're thinking. Um, so now, if today's session it got you to thinking differently about your business, don't keep it to yourself. Don't be selfish. Be sure to subscribe and join our weekly reminders and replays. And if you're ready to build a business that protects your profits and your peace, you are in the right place. I'll see you next Wednesday, same time, same table.